Hello, I'm Mark Price, and this is Father's Day in the year of our Lord 2022. Now, I know generally on Father's Day you sit as a father and you wait for your children to send you a card, maybe give you a gift, maybe make you your favorite meal. But what I've decided to do this Father's Day is to be a father, is to continue in my role as father and provide a refresher course, if you will, on the things I tried to teach my daughter Haley as she was growing up. So the message today, Haley, is for you, to remind you of some of the things that all of your life I tried to teach you. I'm just going to give you four today, four of the things that I think were primary in what I tried to teach you as you were growing up. The first is love. I tried to teach you from the very beginning that love is real, that you were born and created into this world by a God who loved you. And when you were born, you knew nothing but love. And it was my job as your dad to keep reminding you that love is real and that you are loved and that it is your job to keep loving just as you did. There's a song called Carefully Taught that says that we have to teach our children how to hate the people their parents hate. You see, hate and other things are taught, but love is something that we are born with. You were born with. And I really worked hard to let you know how much you are loved. Not by me, but by your family, your friends. You were loved. I grew up with a father who, although he showed his love in many ways by the things he did, taking care of the family, making deposits into savings account, sometimes 25 cents, 30 cents. He demonstrated his love, but I do not remember one time in my life where I ever heard my dad say, "Mark, I love you." I never heard it. And I promised myself that you would never be able to say that, Haley, that you, from the very beginning of your life, would know from my words and my actions that I love you, that you are important to me. And you are such a beautiful child. When people see your picture on my phone or something, they say, "Oh, she's beautiful." And I said, yes, but more important, she's beautiful inside. She has an incredible heart. She knows how to love, and she gives love to those around her. I'm so proud of you. So the first lesson in today's refresher course is love. Know that you came from love, know that you are love, and it is your responsibility to give love, just as I have tried to share my love for you from the very, very beginning. I remember saying to somebody or asking somebody, how do you know you love? Is the love real that you have for a child when they come into your life? And the moment I looked at your face when you were born, I said to myself, I will step in front of a bus for her. Love is just something that we feel. It's up to us to continue it. It's up to us to grow in it. So the first lesson is love. The second is faith. I worked very hard to instill faith in you, a faith in a God who created you, a faith in the fact that God exists, that God created all things, that God had a son, Jesus, who came to this earth and died on that cross for you. I tried to instill that faith in you. Now, I know that we're living in times where there are many parents out there who say, well, I'm not going to push faith on my child because I want them to make their own decision when they're an adult. Well, I think that is a really poor way of thinking. It's the wrong way. As a friend of mine used to say, that's stinking thinking. Faith is something that is important to instill in a child as safety. We spend our time as parents trying to keep you safe, saying, don't run with scissors, look both ways before you walk into a street, don't touch that stove, it might be hot, or don't put your fingers into the wall socket, it's dangerous. So we've tried to protect you by teaching you how to be safe. Well, I think it is just important to teach you faith, to teach you that you are not here by accident. You are a special creation of the God who created all things, and that we grow in our faith by participating in things of church. When I first was with your mother, and we were talking about whether or not we would be blessed with a child, I said to her that I need you to commit to me that you will allow us to raise, if God blesses us with a child, our child or children in the Catholic faith, which is my faith. That's where I came to faith. And she agreed. Your mother agreed, and to her credit, she stuck by that agreement. She allowed us to raise you in the Catholic Church. You've received the sacraments, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of all the times that I took you to churches all over the world, and you saw me perform and give talks, and those times are special to me, but you developed a great love for church. You developed the sense of knowing what you liked, what you didn't like, not just in the way of services or sermons or homilies, but the actual layout of the church. You like particular layouts better than others. And I've been very proud over the years that that faith has stuck with you, that you sometimes send me a photo of you going or coming from a mass, or when you were in Spain with your college friends years ago, you sent me the picture of you being in that great cathedral, I think in Barcelona, which I think it's of the Holy Family. And you really are a person who believes in God, who believes in Jesus Christ, and you have retained that faith that I did my best to instill in you, and you've made me very happy. So love is the first thing I want to give you as a refresher course. The second is faith. By the way, one thing I remember when you were in, I think, third grade, their teacher pulled me to the side, your teacher, and said that you caused a little bit of a stir that day in school. And I said, oh, how did she do that? And apparently there was another child you were having a group discussion with, and the other child in your class was commenting about how there's no God, that things just bang together. And you asked that child what banged together, and they couldn't answer you. And then you asked the child, well, if two things bang together, where did they come from? And they couldn't answer you. And the child got angry that you were making them think in ways that they could not respond. You understood at a very early age that it takes more faith to believe that things just bang together out of nowhere than to believe that there was a creator God who brought all of this into existence. You knew that, you understood that, and heck, you were an evangelist at a very early age and didn't even know it. So the first is love, the second is faith, the third is teamwork. Life is tough, life is difficult, and it helps that we go through life with the assistance of other people, to know that teamwork makes life much easier. The one lesson I try to teach you is that you can never count on teamwork, but you should never turn it down when it's offered. If you expect teamwork from other people around you, you can get disappointed. But if you are always willing to be a team player and work with others and to help others, as I know you do, then you can enjoy it when other people are there to help you. But don't ever turn down the offer of help and assistance. Teamwork, working together to make a greater life, to make a greater household, to make a greater family, to make a greater world. Teamwork is foundational. And the fourth and last thing I'm going to mention today, there was love, faith, teamwork. The fourth is commitment. And I, from the very beginning, tried to teach you that when you give your word, when you make a commitment, then you have to stand strong. You have to honor your commitment. Your word must be your bond. You must be a person who, when people say, oh, Haley, they're just talking about somebody who you can count on her. If she tells you something, that she will follow through. And if she can't follow through, then there's a very good reason for it. I remember when you were very small, I taught you this little poem. When a job has once begun, never leave it till it's done. Whether the task be great or small, do it right or not at all. And the other thing I taught you is that no matter what's before you, no matter what kind of hill the world has in front of you, and I taught you this originally when I was pushing you in your stroller and we were going up those very, very steep hills in Alpine, California, I would say, you know, don't look at the top of the hill. It's a huge hill. You'd never want to finish it. You'd give up. Just look little distances away. And I taught you this. inch by inch, everything is a cinch. So if you can remember those little thoughts, the poems, the little phrases as you go through life. After I had my recent accident, a good friend of mine said, "Mark, I thought you'd give up." And I said, "Give up? You don't know me. I don't quit. I'll quit the day the good Lord calls me home. Until then, I have a job to do. And my job is on this earth to try to live out the life to the best of my ability, to discern what my role is. And that's your job. You have to discern what you are called to do and use those gifts and talents that you have. And you have a lot. You have many, many, many. I'm proud of you in so many ways. And when you make a commitment, stick with it. The reason there's so many divorces in our world today is people don't honor commitment. They walk away from things. Things get a little tough and they go the other direction. You want to be happy in life? Learn to commit and honor your commitments. Be a person who stands strong for the things you believe. So there it is. Happy Father's Day to me, and I am using Father's Day to continue to be a father. One of the characters, as you know, that I perform, thanks to my good friends with the ministry Retrovi, is St. Joseph. And I'm so happy I do St. Joseph because it gives me the opportunity to remind people that fathers are important in the family. Fathers are important in the raising of the children. And far too often, fathers abrogate, walk away from their commitment, their responsibility as a father. And you can't do that. And so, as a father, I am continuing my fatherly duties by reminding you today, Father's Day 2022, of just 4 of the many things I tried to teach you from the time you were a baby. I love you with all my heart. God bless you always. And I thank the good Lord for putting you in my life all those many, many years ago. Amen? This is Mark Price, your dad. Thanks for listening.